Hey guys, Will Robinson here from Robinson's Auto, toolsandtime.com. Welcome back. Man, you're probably wondering what all this chaos is behind me if I didn't upload this video first, or however it may work out, because I've been falling behind and I got a lot of content for you. I just gotta get it uploaded. But if you're wondering what this one is behind me, it's a 99 Volvo S70, and it's a 5-cylinder, 2.4 I believe. We have the head off it, but that's a whole nother series I'm putting together for you as we speak. My brother-in-law just called me, and over the last 6 months, he's claimed to have an issue with his Pontiac Grand Am. I believe it's a 2000 or a 2001. And what he's experiencing is it's his wife's car. She's coming home complaining that she's hearing a noise under the hood. Initially, the first time he popped the hood and found the serpentine belt was frayed and slapping the hood. So he replaced the serpentine belt, and within a couple months, the same thing happened. It frayed the serpentine belt, started slapping the hood, and sure enough, he replaced it, and now it just happened again. And this was all in a 6-month window. So he just got done putting a new serpentine belt on it. He called me, and to me it sounds like he has an alignment issue, so evidently something's misaligned. So a lot of times when I get a call like this or a car arrives at the shop, I try to do some investigation prior to jumping in. So what I did, I asked some basic questions. I said, going back 6 months ago or whatever it may be, prior to the first belt shredding, was there any repairs done around the drive system end for the accessories? And the first thing he told me was, well, about 8 months ago, we had to replace the crank sensor. So a buddy and him had to remove the harmonic balancer in order to gain access to the crank sensor. So that's going to give me something to focus on when it comes in. That's going to be one of my first things I check, is that harmonic balancer. And he said right around the same time they did the water pump. So that's going to be another area that we can focus on. So it's just one of those things that come in handy. So ask some questions when the cars come in, and sometimes it might lead you right to the cause. He should be here any minute, and I figured I'd take you guys along with me, because this isn't the first time I've had a misalignment issue, and it's a common problem on some things that have been removed. So we'll find out once it comes in. Or it could just be a faulty damper, or a pulley going bad, a bearing going bad, and it's misaligned. Could be a number of things, guys, but at least now we have something to go by, and it seems awful coincidental that just a couple months prior to the first incident with the belt shredding, they had that harmonic balancer off. So we're going to take a look and see what we come up with. I'm going to start it up. It's got a pretty good wobble to it.
Showing how it's on that one pulley.
Yeah, you can see the black ring.
Yeah.
And then where it's shiny, that's where the belt's supposed to be.
And you shouldn't be able to see that.
Nah, that's where the belt should be riding.
Yeah.
Like if you look at this one.
That was perfect.
Okay guys, I'm going to back up here and pause it for a little bit in case you missed that. If you come back up here to this upper idler, if you take a look at the belt routing schematic, I'll give you a quick shot of that. Okay. Now if you take notice, it goes up around the alternator, then down around the back side of this upper idler pulley. Now when this idler was new, it was all one solid color. And over time, the tracking of the belt, it wore the finish off of the idler pulley. Therefore, we could see the original tracking of this belt. Looking at this top pulley, it's pretty darn close, as you can see. Now let's take another look at the lower idler pulley right before it goes to the harmonic balancer. Okay, now if you take a close look at this lower idler pulley, you can see it's coming away. It's not tracking in its original location. As you can see by the shiny portion of this idler and the darker around the outer perimeter. It's no longer in its original tracking position. Now, so that's telling me the next thing in line, or whatever's before it, is most likely pulling it out of track. What I did notice is it's closer in this top portion, so when it comes around, it's trying to stay in tight, and then it's coming around this idler, and it's being pulled away. And the next thing in line is that harmonic balancer. You can see how it's riding off. The belt's actually, yeah, you can see it real good on here now. Belt's actually, let's say, an 1/8 inch.
Damn.
3/16. So let's lower the lower splash guards under the vehicle and take a close look at that damper and see if we see anything obvious. Okay, let me pause this here for a minute. Okay, what we have here is a shot of the harmonic balancer. I'm under the right front of the vehicle. I got the lower covers removed, and that exposed the harmonic balancer. And the first thing that struck me as odd is that you can see the idler pulley up here. And as you can see, when it exits that idler pulley, it starts pulling away, and then while it's entering this harmonic balancer. Okay, and what that's doing, it's putting a tremendous side load on that inner portion of that belt. And that's exactly the side that he said was shredding. Therefore, I looked a little deeper, and I noticed I could see the rubber exposed from the inner portion here, right where I got the mouse. And if memory served me right, that was supposed to be flush. This inner portion of the balancer and the outer metal portion and this rubber should all be flush. And what looks like may have happened here, since it looks so evenly pulled out, is I believe they used the wrong puller when they replaced this cam sensor when they initially pulled this harmonic balancer. In a minute here, when I remove this balancer, you'll see the type of puller I use. It has 3 ears, and you put the bolts on this inner portion, and then a center bolt which pushes against the center portion here and pulls this out nice and even with all the load being taken place on this inner portion of this balancer. What I believe they did was use the puller and they clamped the outer portion, and I can almost see some imperfections around it. And I believe they grabbed a hold with ears on the outer portion of this balancer and then pulled, and therefore it started pulling the outer portion of the balancer from the inner. However, let's take a look at the type of puller I use. We'll remove this damper and compare it to a new one. Just push it. Tension off. How much a difference just removing the extension? That's how much torque that absorbs. Yeah. Because you don't want to push against the crank, you know what I mean?
What's that?
You don't want to push against the crank, so what you do, you take the big washer off, and you put the center bolt back in. Because if you leave the big washer on, the balancer won't pull off. So you put that back in the center. And then you put the 3-ear puller on it, and then you can pull it on. And once you're done, zip that out.
So that's what you had to keep backing out.
Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering what the hell you had going on, but
I love it. Yeah, you can see on the old one how it started pulling off. You got the rubber part of the damper showing. And this one is flush. I think that's culprit. Put a little grease around. That should be good. Clean all the dirt and debris. Let me see that mallet. Get it started. Once you get it in far enough, you get the center bolt started, then you can use that to pull it in. See what I mean?
Yep.
I just need the impact with 15. Plus you want to make sure the belt isn't stuck behind it. I think I started putting the belt behind it. Can you work it out from behind, or do I have to pull it off a little bit? There it goes.
Out of your way.
Yeah, is everything clear?
Yeah, that's everything else.
Alright, cool. We'll torque it down.
Pull that right in. That's good. Something tells me it's going to track a little better now.
Yeah, does it look square now?
Yeah, like, oh yeah. Hey.
You can tell the difference already.
Look at the other pulley, it's just like it. Yeah, that
Yeah.
is right there, man.
Alright, let's get the belt back on. Get an idea how it's supposed to look. Now you can actually see the shiny part where the belts originally ran on. See how it stays back bar? Before it was actually out past that idler. That's why I was throwing the belt. See how much true that is.